Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to International Affairs with Dr. Masood. Or today we are going to talk about Indian naval modernization and her maritime dominance in future, especially in the Indian Ocean region. So first of all, let's quickly understand the importance of Indian Ocean region. It's a huge water body, and 20% of the world's water, you can say, surface, it is there in the Indian Ocean region. And this is very important region because 80% of the world's seaborne trade in oil passes through the Indian Ocean region, as you can see from the Persian Gulf and also from the African region. It passed through the wider Indian Ocean region. More importantly, other important, you can say, maritime trade also passed through this region. Like, for example, 40% of the world's oil and gas pass through this region, which is called Indian Ocean region. And of course, it connects many regions of the world, for example, Middle East, Africa, East Asia, Europe, and Americas. So, Indian Ocean region is no doubt an important area where you can say a huge maritime activity takes place. And for India, this region is very important. Why it is important for India? Because of main reasons like economy and also their defense point of view. If you look at the Indian economy, so 90% of the Indian trade is by sea, because from three sides it is covered with by the maritime areas, like for example Bay of Bengal. They got Vishakhapatnam, their command. Then they got Kochi, which covers the wider Indian Ocean region, and they got Mumbai command, which covers the Arabian Sea. And they also got Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So annually, over 100,000 merchantmen transit the Indian Ocean region, which makes this region very important because trillions of dollars of trade pass through this region. For India, this region is important because of exclusive economic zone. India enjoy 2.2 million square kilometer of exclusive economic zone area. For to now to protect this area, India would require more and more, you can say, more stronger muscle in the Indian Ocean region, because they need to control 7,516 kilometer of their entire coastline, which obviously to protect this huge coastline, they would require more and more naval forces. And if you look at the Indian population right now, they are 1.41 billion, and it is growing rapidly. And now to sustain their economic growth, which is their 8.7% currently, India would require more and more resources in future. So 94%, as we have already discussed, that 94% of their trade is through maritime. And if you look at the Indian economy, that is close to $3.5 trillion, and their forex reserves are $600 billion. So likely that India is going to cross the $5 trillion mark in by 2025, and for that, India would require their greater maritime trade and activity. Now, to sustain that, India would require more and more, you can say, activities in the Indian Ocean region and beyond. Now, to achieve India's strategic goals in the Indian Ocean region, India is in alliance with United States of America, and for that they got many alliances. They signed many pacts like LEMUA, BICA, COMCASA, STA1, and Industrial Security Annex 2+2 dialogue, and they also carry out Triumph exercises. Now, all these initiatives are meant to support India and also to improve India's position in the Indian Ocean region vis-a-vis China. So India and US, they are collaborating with each other. They are carrying out military exercises. They are sharing their expertise with each other. They are sharing their communication satellites, of course, and of course they are also sharing their bases with each other to support, you can say, each other in case of any future conflict in the Indian Ocean region. Now, if we look at very quickly, if we look at the future Indian naval modernization, so you would have an idea that how India is going to control the maritime or Indian Ocean region in future. For example, India is going to have three aircraft carriers in future, and these aircraft carriers would definitely play a great role in the Indian maritime thinking. And of course, it would work as a global power status. India is going to have more than 200 12 warships by 2027. They are aiming for 458 aircraft. Now, this is by 2027. This looks ambitious, but let's see how India achieves this goal. Apart from that, they also possess other capabilities like submarines, nuclear submarines, and conventional submarines. So all these capabilities are coming up very soon. Currently, India possesses one nuclear submarine, which is Arihant, and this submarine is also equipped with lethal capabilities. So, if you look at the Indian naval modernization in this region, India is acquiring more submarines, especially nuclear submarines in future, near future. Currently, they possess one, but they are also adding up more, four or five nuclear submarines, so they can have greater access to maritime region, and they can have greater outreach to protect their maritime interest in the Indian Ocean region and beyond. Apart from that, this nuclear submarine would be equipped with the K4 nuclear capable missile in future, which is about 3,500 kilometer missile, and definitely it is going to cover whole Pakistan and whole China, and it is going to give India assured second strike capability against China and Pakistan. These are some of the initiatives in the nuclear submarine arena in which India is going to acquire these nuclear submarines by 2030. Let's see how they achieve this particular target. Moreover, they are also adding up some conventional submarines, and conventional submarines are a bit quieter than the nuclear submarines, and they also give the Indian Navy a greater outreach in the Indian Ocean region, and they can use these submarines to maintain their hegemony, supremacy in the Indian Ocean region and beyond. The most important thing in Pakistani context with India is PATI, Maritime Domain Awareness Aircraft. Now, this particular aircraft is very, very lethal. Recently, you might have heard that Pakistan detected India's submarine in 2016, 19, and 21 with old aircraft, maritime domain awareness aircraft. Now, let me tell you that this is advanced aircraft with the Indian Navy, and this aircraft they got this about $2.1 billion deal, and this aircraft got a range of about almost 1,200 nautical mile area. It covers 1,200 nautical mile area. Why it is dangerous for Pakistan? Because it is going to protect Pakistani vessels, aircraft, UAVs, and submarines. Pakistani submarine would be under grave danger because this particular aircraft can detect Pakistani conventional submarines, and that is going to be a very, very lethal and threatening thing for Pakistan. Apart from that, India has also acquired spy satellites for its navy. For example, Bukmani or TSAT-7 is one of the spy satellites with India, which is going to help India to have greater footprint in the Indian Ocean region. So it is going to give India Navy a footprint of about 2,000 nautical mile area. So it is going to scan 2,000 nautical mile area, and it is going to give India an information edge in the Indian Ocean region vis-a-vis China and Pakistan. So India is acquiring three aircraft carriers. Now let me tell you that these aircraft carriers are not just a power symbol. As far as Pakistan is concerned, it has no efficacy against Pakistan because India already shares a huge border with us, and most of our conflicts would be on land, and there is no need for capability against Pakistan. For India, this is just a power symbol, and if they try to use it against Pakistan, Pakistan has the capability to take out this capability. For example, Pakistan possesses anti-ship missile. Pakistan also possesses power cruise missile and air-launched cruise missiles like Rahat वगैरह, and Pakistani aircraft and other capabilities can easily take out. It will be a good target for Pakistan submarines and aircraft. India is also adding up some destroyers. These are some warships, and by 2024 they are going to add modern, highly sophisticated destroyers, and these destroyers would give India a greater edge in the Indian Ocean region vis-a-vis Pakistan. Moreover, they are also adding up frigates, and they are going to add up almost 7 frigates by 2025. So these, Project 17A is a very, very, threatening thing for Pakistan because it is going to improve India's brigades, and India will add up all these brigades in future by 2027. So these brigades would be equipped with BrahMos cruise missile. They would have air defense system of Barakat, Israeli air defense system. They'll be equipped with anti-ship torpedoes and many other capabilities which are seriously going to impact on Pakistani security. It would have a range of about 10,000 kilometers, and such capabilities, such frigates with stealth attributes and 28 knots speed would be a very, very good addition in the Indian Navy and would be a threatening thing for Pakistan. So Pakistan has to plan accordingly because these capabilities would give India a greater edge in the wider Indian Ocean region, which is going to obviously impact on Pakistan's maritime interest. In that context, maritime domain awareness context, if you look at the Indians are also adding up Romeo helicopters from the United States of America. Now, these helicopters are also great capability and they can be used for surveillance and reconnaissance, for specialized operations, and also to kill submarines of the enemy, to detect and kill submarines of the enemy. So, such capabilities are obviously a threatening thing for us. This was all on traditional side. There are many other projects which India is carrying out, like corvettes, and they are adding up to but there is also non-traditional side of the Indian Navy, and that is the India's deployment of naval officers in Chabahar, and these naval officers, for example, for example, was deployed in Chabahar, and he had a purpose to carry out maritime attacks against Pakistan. So these attacks could be on Pakistan's premium assets like Karachi Port or Gwadar Port or financial hub of Pakistan, Karachi, or coastal areas. So such attacks would have serious implications on Pakistan's capabilities because previously we have seen that Al-Qaeda carried out some attacks against the US, and same capabilities or same you can say modus operandi could be applied on Pakistan as well. For example, a Pakistani bound oil tanker is attacked by a fast boat with explosive laden fast boat, and we put that blame on let's say ISKP, DLA, DDP, or any other terrorist group. But in reality, India would be carrying out such an attack against Pakistan. So, keeping in view such issues, India's non-traditional aspect, the security aspect, is also very, very dangerous for Pakistan because deployment of high-profile and senior officers like Bhushan Yadav, who was commander in the Indian Navy, would have serious, issues for Pakistan because Bhushan Yadav, although he was captured in 2016, but I don't think so that he was the only person deployed there. Definitely, India would have many other people to replace him in Iran or other areas. So, such a threat cannot be ignored in future. So, Pakistan is facing traditional and non-traditional security threats, maritime security threats, which are emanating from India, and they are really, really, devastating and threatening for Pakistan. So overall, if you look at this whole area, definitely India's position is very strong here. The navy is growing at a rapid pace, and Pakistan must also, put some focus on their navy. And Pakistan must carry out a few things. For example, they must acquire second strike capability at sea as soon as possible with the help of China or any other country. Pakistan must also add up long-range air defense systems, night vision capabilities, and of course survivability of the C4I system, and surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities, which are also considered as maritime domain awareness capabilities, to keep round-the-clock check on the Indian, Indian activities in the Arabian Sea and the global areas. So far, Pakistan Navy is quite capable of doing all these things, but with the passage of time, they need recognition, they need improvement. So I think Pakistan must focus on this area as well, because this area is neglected, and we need to put more efforts, more resources in this area to counter India on all sides, air, land, and sea. So this is also going to be very, very important for Pakistan. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience. And this is all from my side today. And if you got any questions, ask the chat box as well. And you can put give your comments as well. And look forward to see you on our video channel. So keep watching International Affairs with Dr. Masood, and I will always be answering your queries. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.